What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal link there also. They asked me to put it up, so I put it up. Thanks everybody for supporting. This video is entitled The Reasons Why You Have Unrealistic Standards. See, people have standards of what they want. And the reason why these standards have just over time become exceedingly more ridiculous and higher and higher and higher is because the higher your standards are, the way it's going in society, your standards are this high because you're right here. Like a lot of people who are being their best selves understand that, you know what, it can fluctuate. If this is my best self, the person I meet can fluctuate. But people who aren't their best selves, they're down here and they want somebody up here. For reason number one, validation. I'm just as good as my unrealistic expectation or my unrealistic standard. Even though I'm not that disciplined as the person that I have a standard for, I'm just as good even without the discipline. I'm just as good as them even without the accomplishments. I'm just as good as them, regardless of how society sees us and weighs us and grades us out. Because if I have this standard and I double down and say, you got to meet my standard, I never have to improve. See, and a lot of people don't want to take this into consideration, where what happens when you meet and you actually get your high unrealistic standard in a person? What happens? So let's get into this. Your standard is your standard of attraction, right? I need to have somebody like this. Okay. If once you get with the person that meets your unrealistic attraction standard, normally your insecurity comes to the forefront. We can't go anywhere together. See, at first you want to show them off, but then it starts to be like, I can't take you anywhere. Or I got to figure out where I could take you at what times, because people going to want to stare at you and look at you, and they're not going to be looking at me. And I don't need this. I don't need somebody taking you from me because blah, 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 blah. That's what normally happens. Or your insecurity creeps to the point where they have a routine, a regimen, or good genes that keep them looking a certain way. But you don't want to do their regimen or routine, but you just want the results. And your two different lifestyles clash. They eat healthy. You don't. They work out on a regular basis. You don't. They present themselves in a certain way. You don't. Their average day is at their best. Your average day is average. Problem. When it comes to lifestyle, I want a person who has this lifestyle. You want their lifestyle, so you want to benefit from their lifestyle. See, the person I got to be with has to meet this, that standard. They need to make this amount of money. They need to do this, that, and the third. And it's like, okay. So when you meet this person, once again, you want them to foot the bill for the lifestyle that you want that they live. And you want to be in a position where, well, you getting me. I'm the prize here. You're just an extra plane ticket. You're just an extra plate to pay for. Just a person who's an extra ticket at every date. Because a lot of people want lifestyles. They don't want to bring anything to enhance the lifestyle. So why do you want this unrealistic expectation? Why you have these unrealistic standards? Is because ultimately you want something for nothing. You believe like that you deserve something for nothing. And how arrogant is that? But, there's a few other reasons. A few other reasons is you have an unrealistic standard because you want to be alone. But you don't want to say you want to be alone. Or take that back. You know you're not a good partner. So you make unrealistic expectations and standards. So you can put that on, you can scapegoat an imaginary person. I haven't met a person like such and such. I haven't met a person that met my standards. I haven't met a person that met, my expectations. I haven't met a person that's on my level. Okay. How? If you're on that level and you have those standards and you're there, I'm sure you know where people like you congregate. So how come you haven't met someone in the spaces where you people congregate? Oh, yeah. I forgot. You don't go. You don't interact. Because you're the problem. So you know where they congregate, but the people that you're complaining about don't know that you know where they congregate. So thus, you never ever have to actually show and prove. Genius of being stupid. Now, an interesting reason to me is also you're just scared. You have an unrealistic standard because you're scared of a commitment. So as long as you have this fantasy, imaginary, unrealistic standard, you'll never have to deal with the fact that you're afraid of commitment. But like I've talked about before, you will meet the person that fits all your standards, and 9 times out of 10, what do people do? They run for the hills. They don't, I finally met my standard. Nope. I'm going to tell you why. Because your standard still has flaws. Your unrealistic standard still is a person with flaws and things that may annoy you. May even have red flags. You can't deal with that. No, they got to be, for some odd reason, they have to meet your unrealistic standards and be perfect with no flaws for you, while you probably don't meet their standard, or they give you some room in their standard, and I don't know, you got flaws and red flags that they can work with. It's interesting. Very, very interesting. But I'm done. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.